Hello everyone, and welcome to Mindful Katharsis. Today we are going to discuss how to stay New Year motivated. How to stay New Year motivated by keeping yourself on track, accountable, and motivated to follow through with the goals that you set for yourself. We are going to talk about setting your goals, having a plan of action, how to create a schedule for those goals and plan, and some tips to keep you going along the way. This session is for all of you that are struggling with New Year's resolutions. Making a resolution that feels well under your control to the point where it feels close to effortless is doable. Creating a resolution that is big and lofty but feels absolutely impossible is not sustainable. Your resolutions are supposed to be achievable. We are only human beings. Over time, it becomes more difficult to maintain any kind of healthy balance when your expectations are too high. The amount of motivation you have greatly depends on what your mental and physical state is. When you're at home binge watching your favorite show, odds are not very high that you suddenly feel motivated to work. But when you're in the office, working on a project for hours or days on end, suddenly pizza sounds amazing. Your mental state does affect your physical state. So make sure your mental state is in line with what your goals are. Why is motivation important? Motivation is important because it's the driving force for most people to pursue their goals. And we are going to talk about steps for staying motivated when you're struggling with your New Year's resolution or any resolutions you set for yourself this year or in the past. So I want you to settle in and find a peaceful position that makes you feel at ease, that allows you to be in this space with me in this moment, not worried about anything that came before or anything that will happen after. We are going to start our 5-minute breathing. Set goals. Keeping yourself accountable and motivated with your goals is important. In an attempt to improve upon the quality of life as well as the overall state of mind, the session will be used to manage and keep yourself accountable to make positive strides in maintaining personal goals. You want to set goals. You want to have goal setting exercises. And you want to keep making strides towards those goals. Your success depends on your desire to accomplish your goals. Having self-motivation depends on how driven by your desire to accomplish your goals. The more you've got a passion for the outcomes of your goals, the more you'll be driven by a desire to take action. On the flip side, those who lack that passion for their goals might find the path to accomplishing their goals very hard to navigate. The more you want to go for the outcome or reward of whatever your particular goal is, the more you'll want to be motivated to take action on what you want to accomplish. Don't get discouraged. It is great that you started off this year wanting all of the things that you set for yourself. You were excited, you were ambitious, you were motivated, you were encouraged, and you felt good about yourself. And you may be at a point where you're thinking, everything I wanted isn't really happening the way I thought it would happen. Or it's happening a lot slower and I just don't have the patience to wait. I want it now, and this is going to take a lot more work than I anticipated. And that is okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to want results now. But don't let all of those negative things be the reason why you stopped pushing forward. We set goals for a reason, and that's because the things that we want take time, and we have to earn them. And when we set those goals, we have to have a plan of action to execute them along with a realistic timeline of when they should be done and need to be done. Plan of action. Create a plan of action. When you have set goals, it's time to start thinking about how you will accomplish them. This is the hardest part of the process. If you set some big goals, the more work involved is a sign that you are dealing with change. Change is always harder than doing the same thing. But if you set a goal to get you closer to something you want, being able to accomplish it is much easier than if you set a goal of not accomplishing anything. The process of creating an action plan is the act of establishing and executing steps, which are the actions you are going to use to get closer to achieving your goal. This could possibly be creating a goal-based plan for yourself to accomplish something you never knew how to accomplish. This means that there might be little to nothing to prepare from a resource standpoint. Sometimes, even the smallest steps, the seemingly meaningless tiny tasks of getting dressed, going to the grocery store, and then cooking what came out can add up to being the key to making a bigger change. The more time you spend on simple yet important steps, the closer you'll be to your ultimate goal. You may set these steps as smaller goals to accomplish over a number of days, weeks, or months in order to achieve your ultimate goal. Create a schedule. Create a schedule. It can be a hard copy on an actual calendar, journal, piece of paper, digital, putting it in your phone calendar or your computer calendar or your tablet calendar. Maybe you're one of those people who still have an old school Palm Pilot. Whatever it is, scheduling ahead and making a plan sets you up for success. It helps with time management, organization. It helps give you something to look forward to. And it helps give you a sense of manageable, obtainable goal sets so that you don't feel overwhelmed. That overwhelming feeling can paralyze us fear of failure can paralyze us. So when we have manageable bits and pieces that we have already planned out, scheduled, and set for ourselves, and we know what we're going to accomplish at what time, and we can see long term realistically how long that's going to take, we put ourselves in a better position to stick with the goals that we have set for ourselves. Creating a schedule allows you to determine what your priorities are and how long you've got to accomplish something. A good goal-based action plan should account for every possible outcome while being very detailed in how you want to accomplish something. A true goal-based action plan can't be completed without the foundation of the correct schedule. This schedule can be based on time alone, or to-do lists can be used. A time management schedule is the most basic of all task management tools. It lays out the specific steps involved in carrying out a specific set of tasks. So set yourself up with a daily checklist. Things that for that day can get you closer and closer to your overall goal. It can just be one thing on there that you can put on for that day, that you can check off, that makes you feel good, keeps you motivated, and keeps you on track. Keeping it simple with that one thing to check off, that one task, makes it so that you don't have an excuse of not getting something done, especially when you feel like you're losing steam from being excited and motivated because the new year started. There are gonna be bumps in the road. Don't give up on yourself so easily. Once you have those daily tasks, make sure you have a weekly checklist. Sit down at the end of the week, whatever day suits you. It might be Friday, it might be Saturday, it might be Sunday. Whatever day works for you, sit down and have that weekly checklist of, did you do that one or two items on your task list each day that you set for yourself that got you closer to the end goal? Was your list too full? Was it too simple? Do you need to make changes? A weekly check-in with yourself is beneficial, always. You always want to do self-evaluation. That's how we grow and become better versions of ourselves, and making sure that we are kept on track with the right intentions. So I want you to reflect on these things. I want you to practice the inhaling and exhaling of breathing techniques that I have shared with you. you to sit and reflect on some of these tips that I just want to share and remind you of so that you can keep going, so that you don't give up on yourself, that you always stay mindful of your feelings, emotions, mindful of your stress, mindful of your environment, mindful of the things that you are feeding yourself physically and mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Having the right source from all of those things are going to make the difference in how you proceed. So I want you to reflect on your resolutions as you're breathing in and out. I just want you to soak in the tips that I'm going to say to you these next few minutes of our session as we start winding down. Define the goals for the new year with focus. The new year is here, and that means it's time to reflect on the last year and now. The new year is upon us, and we want to make sure that we learn from the year past. Whether we felt like it's been a great year or not, we have seen tremendous growth, and maybe for some of us we haven't seen enough growth, and that's okay, because that's why we're reflecting. Goal setting. Write down all the goals that you want to achieve. Setting goals is the first step to achieving success. There are many different types of goals: short-term and long-term, personal and professional. The most important thing is to set the right goals for your life situation. How to do things better. Create a list of everything you'd like to learn. Learning is an essential part of life. We all want to know how to do things better. Some of us want to learn how to cook better, or code, maybe exercise more. Never stop learning. Never stop learning how to make yourself better. Never stop learning how to get better at your craft or your interests. Or maybe just how to be a better friend. Avoid the common pitfalls. Avoid letting the fear of the unknown paralyze you, or making an unrealistic request, on yourself. There are a lot of expectations that society puts on us and that we put on ourselves. And then we get caught up in that trap of we're not good enough according to somebody else's standards or unrealistic standards that we've given ourselves. And we have to avoid that. We have to avoid that negative mindset. Staying motivated is important. What would you do if you felt like there were no real roadblocks or hindrances for you? What would you go after fearlessly, and how would you accomplish that? What would your best self look like? Don't let yourself get discouraged. Be grateful for what you have attained and the successes that you have achieved. When you are starting out, there is a lot of trial and error. It's important to stay motivated and encouraged. The key to success is never giving up on yourself or your dreams. Avoid burnout of overambition. Stay focused and stay within your means for setting new goals. In this time of economic uncertainty, it can be tempting to set overly ambitious goals in order to make a lot of money. This is a recipe for burnout. You need to stay focused and stay within your means for setting new goals. How does motivation work for you? Set goals that you are ambitious about, but not unrealistic to your lifestyle and your abilities. Motivation is an important part of achieving anything in life. It can be hard to stay motivated, but you can set goals that you are ambitious about. Try setting a goal and working towards it every day. Every time you complete a task, reward yourself with something that makes you happy. What is goal setting and why should you set it? Goal setting is the process of defining what you want to work towards in the short, medium, and long term. It allows you to have a clear idea of what you are working towards so that you can continuously push yourself towards it. Goal setting improves productivity by giving direction to your energy and willpower. Reflecting on resolutions. What are your dreams? One of the most enjoyable aspects of the new year is reflecting on resolutions. The questions of what are your dreams? What are you grateful for? These questions can help us find our true resolutions for the new year. This is why goal setting is essential. Setting goals is the first step in turning ideas into reality. Don't let yourself get discouraged. You will fail sometimes. Failure is inevitable, and it's important to know that. That's how we learn. Nobody is perfect, and we shouldn't expect to be. There will be times where you'll want to quit or give up, but don't do it. You will fail, but don't let yourself get discouraged, because the only true failure is giving up on your dreams. I'm not saying have a failure mindset or don't try as hard because you're going to fail. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we are here to learn, and we are here to embrace when we do fail so that we can get better. If you are one of those people who don't fail, that's great. That's amazing. Most of us don't encounter that, but learning is a natural and essential part of life, and that's all failure is. It's just learning how to be better. Avoiding the common pitfalls, letting the goal get in the way. There are many pitfalls to avoid when working on yourself, on your goals, or any project. One of the most common and avoidable is letting the goal get in the way. When you let your goal of completing your task get in the way of actually completing it, it will take much longer to finish and won't be as good as it could have been. Staying motivated by reminding yourself your goals don't die with the year. At the end of the year, most people are feeling tired and exhausted, so it's no surprise that people feel unmotivated. But don't beat yourself up for feeling unmotivated. It's natural at the end of the year. I'm not saying that you should push through your exhaustion to keep up with your usual routine, but remember that your goals don't die with the year. So if you find yourself getting to the end of this year and you're feeling burnt out, or you're feeling like you didn't do what you wanted to do this year, it's okay. You can still carry forward because you're alive too. Every day is a gift. Every day is a new start to do what you couldn't do yesterday. Don't let the fact that someone told you that that year is over stop you from moving forward. Never let go, and have a clear vision to set yourself up for success. The importance of never letting go of your vision. You have to stay focused on the end result and why you started this journey in the first place. Always keep what's important in the forefront of your mind. Even if that means writing it on the post-it and putting it on your bathroom mirror or on the back of the door, when every time you walk out of it, you can remind yourself of what you're working towards. Put it on your fridge every time you go to get your snack or a meal. You're reminding yourself why you're doing what you're doing and why you shouldn't give up. Hold on to your vision and never let go. All of these strategies will keep you moving forward. When you are feeling at your lowest, when you are feeling tired, when you are feeling it is time to give up, it's not. That's when you have to push harder, when you have to push past your limits, when you have to prove to yourself that you are greater than your exhaustion, than giving up, than whatever negativity that is trying to cloud your mind and your better judgment. Keep your mind clear, keep it pure, keep it focused. Feed your spirit with the right things. Feed your mind with the right things. And feed your body with the right things. So that you never give up on yourself. So that you know that you are worth it and what you want is worth it and important. As you reflect on these things, I want to thank you for gracing me with your presence. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste, blessings, and love.